Hey, thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you. Thank you all for coming. I'm in a good mood today. I don't know why. Maybe it's from cultivation. Cultivation can be a lot of fun, especially for people who've been doing it for a while. Actually, the peace and the bliss increases. So that's why I like to call our temples mini-pureland. All our temples are mini-purelands. You will go to our temples, you will increase your bliss and your peace. Case in point, last week here, there were some new people who came to the relics exhibit. And relics is a very special Buddhist miracle. When you draw near relics, they radiate this chi, this energy that's very peaceful and very calming, and actually will increase your blessings. Okay? So this particular young lady here, who's not unknown, she went to relics, and especially for the blessings there as well. And I think she experienced the kind of calming effect. And it feels good to be with this good energy that radiates from the relics, from the people as well, by the way. When you cultivate, you also are radiating, you radiate good energy, okay, your own personal energy. And so it makes an impression on people, by the way. So that's why every year we really make an effort to do it twice a year, which is excessive, you ask me, because typically people don't do it that often, but we do it because we're small and we want to give people a reason to come to the temple, that even for an hour, half an hour, 5-10 minutes, for them to experience this miraculous Buddhist energy that you draw near, and your blessings increase many fold, a lot more than you realize. Okay, and so I know many people got great benefits from it. This is why I'm so grateful that all of you volunteer and put a lot of efforts into it for these exhibits. And so last week, that lady there got what I heard secondhand only. So my story usually has spices added. Okay, please take a grain of salt. Sometimes I put in, olive oil. Sometimes put in fake cheese, or depending on whatever is available in the pantry. So this lady here, I heard that encountered some sort of master who tried to impress her. And he apparently beat up on her, and she had this severe panic attack. She's going crazy. Okay, she's sort of well known. So when you're well known, people like to have you on their side, in their camps. Okay, and apparently this is my interpretation. Okay, and then so. She wasn't impressed by the energy. By the way, people, the energy you emit is your signature. So when your heart is good, you emit this good energy that radiates and makes children want to draw near you. See, no children here. Okay, but when you radiate bad energy, your heart is black. Your head has so many evil thoughts, schemy thoughts, unpleasant thoughts. You know what happens? I don't like you. Oh, never mind. It's not about me, is it? mean that people are not drawn to you at all. You repulse people. You become ikea. Oh, by the way, that's my favorite hangout as well, IKEA. IKEA. Is it IKEA? How do you pronounce it again? Never mind. Don't tell me. And so that's why I think part of the reason is that she was not impressed is that once you saw the relics energy versus someone who was trying to impress you and someone trying to and so forth. So you're not impressed. And so he beat up on her and she panicked. She experiences panic attack so severe that she was going crazy. Luckily for her, she knew a disciple of Go Forest. So she was advised by this person to come to Go Forest. And so her husband drove the Go Forest, and politely they sat outside of the temple because the Go Forest is closed. Okay, you need to have appointments. And so they sat outside waiting to be allowed in, waiting. And as we were talking, so I was contacted. I said, well, why don't you call, the person in charge there and see if she wants to handle this kind of case. If she wants to help. And it's on and off. And so I said, it took on and back and forth for 10, 15 minutes. Then eventually I realized that it's not going anywhere. Okay, so I said, you know what? Maybe she can go to DTT because she can get help from Master Z right away. Okay, and Master Z is always open. I don't know why. Okay, he's a good guy. And so, and then I heard back. I said, she calmed down already. And then I said, then good, make an appointment and go see Master Z so that you can talk to him and get some help. And they drove straight to DTT to talk to him. So my point here is that the reason she calmed down is because she was there. And Go Force is surrounded by our dharma protectors. Okay, we are entitled to have our protectors, so it's surrounded. We have our own bodyguards around the temple. Oh, maybe, let's see how far. Maybe a block or two. So our own soldiers are there. So when you go near that area, you get protection. So that's why she got help for her panic attack and calmed down. She's really going crazy. Okay? So that's why I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you that when you cultivate your energy, you harnessing, you're cultivating, you're accruing this energy in your navel, in your heart, that can make a difference to the people around you. Okay? So that's my fun this week. I said, wow, this is so interesting. People notice. You don't know, you don't notice until you get in trouble. You're afflicted, and you're really afflicted, you're really scared, or you're really depressed. Try to go for, no longer is the case in Go Force. Try near the temple, park there, and you see, you calm down. Just for the heck of it. All right, enough gossiping. Anyone has any questions and comments? I can't think of anything important to talk about today. So unless you have questions, I don't know what to talk to you about. Yes, 8.
Amitabha, Master. What about our Wind Mountain Temple, Blue Mountain Temple? Do we have like 2 blocks of protection?
Way Mountain is a lot bigger.
Thank you.
Way Mountain is very big. Much bigger than Go Forest. Way Mountain is the biggest. Why? Because we have so many temples around us. 1, 2, 3. We all add up, you know. The thing is, we only do it out alone? No, we work together. The Dharma protectors, they talk to each other. You know, they say, oh, you know, can you help me keep an eye on the gate here? I need to go to over there and get to eat. You know, they have a good vegetarian food at Fa Yin Si, you know. Anyone else? Anything else you like to gossip? So, why is it mini-pureland? The Pure Land is a place, a Western Bliss Pure Land is a place where quite a few of us came from, but you forgot. Okay, and we have a very close relationship between our Saha world and the Western Bliss Pure Land because Amitabha and Shakyamuni Buddha are very close friends. Okay, and they work together to help us out. So that's why you don't realize that the Pure Land people, the Pure Land teachers haven't said this yet. It's because they don't know. The fact is that so, if you will, between the Taha world where we are and the Pure Land, there's a constant, how shall we call it, exchange of prisoners? Never mind. Okay, so we send people back and forth. Why? Why is that? Because there's some people who are not strong enough yet to fend for themselves. Then Shakyamuni Buddha teaches us to advise them, to help them go to the Pure Land. Because the Saha world is too much suffering, it's too much for them. If you have too much suffering like that young lady there and in San Jose, you can't take it. You go crazy. Okay? So you need help. So that's why hopefully the young lady one day, I hope she'll go to the Pure Land where she gets protection. Pure Land's protection. And the protection manifests itself in its name. You experience peace and bliss. Everyone experiences increased peace and bliss once you get there. As you go near, okay? When you go near those areas, your peace and bliss will increase. And that's the nature of the Pure Land, Dharma door. When you practice it right, your peace and bliss are supposed to increase. Okay? So Shakyamuni Buddha knows that many of his disciples, many of his people are not strong enough yet. Okay? So therefore, he encourages them to go to the Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. And because of their relationship, Amitabha Buddha creates this Dharma door, this method, to be able to pull us from people here in Saha world to his Pure Land a lot easier than the other Pure Lands. That's why. That's why we urge our people to go to Western Bliss Pure Land, at least first. Then go wherever they want to go next. It's up to you. Okay? It's like before you commit, go take a look. Amitabha Buddha is a great Buddha. He says, I'm not into head counts. It's not like I made my reputation based on how many inhabitants my world has. He doesn't care. Okay? When you go there first, because it's easier to get away from this world of suffering, sour world of suffering, where at times it can be unbearable. It can be overwhelming. Yeah? Anyone? Every day for me it's overwhelming. Okay? So without cultivation, I go crazy. Yeah? So that's why Amitabha Buddha says, okay, you can send your people to me so that they can take a break. They can get some protection. I will help them. Because if you let your people get overwhelmed by suffering, okay, they will fall. The reason people fall in our world because many of them are overwhelmed by their own sufferings. Okay? And so that's why the process going to the Western Bliss Pure Land from here is actually very, 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 very suitable for our land. But once you get there, you have plenty of chances. You will never fall. You will never suffer. Okay, and so that's why, when appropriate, when it's time for you to help others, then you be sent from the Western Bliss Pure Land back to the sour world for two things. Number one, to help you fulfill your vows of helping the people you care for, your family and loved ones. Okay, this is what we advise you to do. When you go to Western Bliss Pure Land, you see Amitabha Buddha, hopefully. I hope you're not a bad person. You're a bad person, you only get to see one Yin Bodhisattva. Okay? You don't get to see Amitabha Buddha yet. Okay? You don't deserve to see the Buddha yet. Don't believe the sutra. Sutra is only, for in general. And so you go to see, when you see Amitabha Buddha, you say, oh, we're Honored One. Can you remember this for me? That when I'm ready, when possible, can you send me back for me to save my mother, my daddy, and so forth, my wife? Anyone? Never mind. Okay? And so the Buddha remembers that. So when it's appropriate, you'll be sent back here to save those people. Because once you are sent back here by Amitabha Buddha, he also makes sure that you can go back there without any problems. Okay? So he looks over you. He watches over you. He takes care of you. Okay? That's what Amitabha Buddha does. So go there. Did you hear that, Daniel? And you don't have to be Buddhist. DTT. Oh.
Good morning, Master. Amitofo. I sorry to interrupt. I actually want to share an amazing story how 42 Hands and I help with my migraine.
Okay.
Sure. So for maybe a lot of people don't know what is migraine. I have been having migraine since I was high school.
Migraine.
Life-threatening. I'm sorry.
What is migraine?
Yes. I was trying to give a little background about what is
Are
migraine.
you a doctor, by the way? It's just for background information. You're a doctor, right?
Yes.
And I thought doctors don't have migraines anymore. No?
Not necessary. Doctors get sick.
Not true, huh? Doctors still get migraines? No. Sorry. Go ahead, joking.
Okay, so background for migraine. Migraine is not a life-threatening situation, but it's a very, very disabling headache. Usually, you will be extremely sensitive to light, to noise. Basically, whenever it happened to me, I need to take medications, go lay down in a dark, quiet room, and sleep it out. Take sometimes an hour to get it over with. Luckily, since I've been practicing Chan, I haven't had a migraine for at least 2 years. But last week, it was a very busy day. I need to get off work early to come home and pick up my son to go to school for evening meeting. So literally, I arrive home at 5:05. I need to leave the house by 5:15, plus eating my dinner and get the kids ready. But on my way drive home, I noticed my migraine started. My migraine usually started with something called aura. Aura means it's a constant flashing light in your focus division area. It's a constantly flashing and shimmering light. Basically, you really cannot see anything, especially bright light. And I know usually after the flashlight for about 20 minutes, my headache will start.
Oh,
But at
so
that moment,
excuse me.
I
Wait.
have only
So is that why you drive a Tesla? So that when you have a migraine, you cannot see anything. You get on Tesla and go into full automatic drive, and then if it crashes into a tree, it's okay.
That could be a trigger. But
Sorry.
don't let my mom hear about it. Otherwise, she will not let me drive anymore. Don't translate this part into Chinese, please. Okay, I'll continue. Usually when it happened, I will go take my medication, I'll go sleep. But at that moment, my husband is out to pick up my younger one. I have only 10 minutes to eat, get myself ready, and start to drive out, and it's getting dark. Everybody started their headlight. So I have no other choice than thinking about maybe I will give 42 hands on ice a try. So basically, I warm up my food, put it in front of me, close my eyes, cross my leg. While munching on my food, I start to do the hands on ice 3.
What? Wait, did you hear that?
I just don't have time. I only have 10 minutes to do everything. So, but after 5 minutes, when I opened my eyes, I was totally shocked because that aura, that flashlight, completely disappeared. Which totally does not make sense because for my experience since I was high school, every single time when the flashlight, the aura start, I will have my migraine. There's no escape. But I was so surprised at that moment, I would just continue to recite for another 5 minutes, get kids ready into the car, and continue to recite, drive all the way to school, finish the meeting, drive the kids back at night with dark flashlight, no problem, no headache. And when I came home, the headache is kind of creeping up again. So I crossed my leg, recited for another 15 minutes, and totally dozed over. After that, I was totally exhausted and fell asleep. And after 10 minutes, when I wake up, back to normal.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah, to me, it totally doesn't make sense at all. From my medical knowledge-wise, from my years of experience, it doesn't make sense at all. But it happens.
And you're not an actress, right? You're a real person.
Consider that
A real doctor.
Yeah.
Impressive. Wow, congratulations. Some 好功夫. 好功夫, huh?
Thank you, Master.
That's when the master said, 好功夫.
I don't think it came naturally. I have to admit, ever since I was taught 42 hands on eyes, I didn't do anything about it for more than a year. Until recently, I figure everybody said it's so good, maybe I can give it a try. So I have been practicing once every day since August last year, once every day. I actually didn't feel anything until last week when I have no other choice. That's my last resort, and it worked. So I just feel so amazed and even speechless. I don't even know what happened. I don't understand how that happened, but it happened. Thank you, Master. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for sharing with us that nice story. Yeah, impressive. Okay, can anyone do better? Yes, Hayun. 8.
Thank you, Master. As I cultivate, I realize more and more I'm very stupid, and I also recognize my offense, make offense, and my bad behavior in the past. So that's why I really want to go Pure Land to cultivate. So that's why I want to get better, get more, improve myself. So somebody told me about something good for the improves. I'm trying to follow that way, like join the Zoom meeting or something, or recite a mantra. Everything I can have, I try. But sometimes people say, I know, I think a master in the past, you told me about if we listen to the master Shira's the dharma, the record, we have a great seed in the future. That's why I'm thinking about that. I want to listen to the master Shira's dharma talk, but unfortunately, I have a limited time. I have to work 8 hours, and so like the outside the work, I'm trying to listen to the Master Yong's dharma talk and recite the mantra or practice 42 hands and eyes. So I think I don't have time to listen to the Master Shira's dharma. Also, I have a question about I don't understand at all the Chinese. Is it can helpful, or I have a doubt? So my question is like me, very limited time have. I just listen to the master's dharma talk, or I better choose. I also try to the master Shira's the dharma talk. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which one is the best way to me for me? Okay. Can you advise for me, Master?
Sure. And couldn't it be a biased advice? You're my disciple, right?
Yes.
Guess what? How long have you been my disciple?
No, absolutely. I listen to Master Dharma talk when I have time, but extra I need to listen to the Master Shira's the Dharma talk.
Okay.
I have
Again, biased advice. Extra time? This poor girl, she believe anything you tell her. For you, when I recommended Master Xinhua was to tell you that if you don't have a good reference yet, I would choose him. That's how I started. I learned from him first. I was very lucky. I read his English translation, which is, if you look at the dharma that's being translated from Chinese to English, it's about 75–80%. It captures that much only. But that's good enough for me initially. Okay, so you don't speak Chinese, you lose a lot. You lose so much in the translation. But it's still so much better than any other language, including Vietnamese, including French, Spanish, whatever. Because the translation, it's a filter. So the translator skills and samadhi power and wisdom filters the Dharma, unfortunately. Okay, and so when I first started, the English translation was the best Mahayana source of materials. Best source of Mahayana materials. And therefore, that's why I still recommend to people who are new and they want to learn, be exposed to Buddhism, I, without any hesitation, will recommend they read Master Hsuan Hua's teachings, preferably in Chinese, if they can. If not, second choice, English. Okay, third choice, nothing close. Because the skill set of the other guys is too low. The filter is too much filtering. They're distorted. Okay? And so if you want to learn the proper Dharma, you want to learn the true Mahayana, the proper Dharma, then learn from Master Hsuan Hua as the most important reference points for beginners. Okay? It still is my current recommendation. Because he's a patriarch. I'm not. You should only trust patriarch's teachings first. Okay? And once you have your own wisdom, okay, for example, in your case, you have some wisdom already. And you're in the arhat range already. And therefore, for you personally, for those people, for my disciples, I would recommend they listen to my Dharma more than Master Hsuan Hua. Why? Because you have the foundation already. Okay, number two. Then I spend my time teaching you about things that he did not cover with his disciples, namely certain teaching. He doesn't do certain teaching because his disciples, not because I'm better than him, because his disciples are Hinayana, Mahayana people. So it's no point in giving them certain teaching because they don't get it. But my disciples, they're far more advanced, and therefore I need to go there. So when you listen to my teachings, you're getting the seeds of certain teaching. Even though you don't get it, you're getting those seeds, a lot more of those seeds than from him. That's why. My purpose for the rest of my time here is certain teaching. I'm not interested in gradual teaching. My gradual teaching is only to prepare you for certain teaching. Yes, too.
Thank you, Master. We have a couple of comments here. Brady McBride has a comment. I believe this is in regards to your comment that you made about your temples are mini versions of Pure Land or mini way places of Pure Land. And he says, the joy you see in someone's face as they light up with happiness. Emily has a story she wants to relay. She says that about last year, there was a tornado warning in her area that stretched out to several surrounding cities. I wanted to recite the disaster mantra, but something triggered me to recite Zunti mantra, which is also one of the 10 short mantras. I recited that for 108 times, and automatically I visualized a huge yellow globe surrounding my area of work. And then the wind went down and the tornado siren turned off. I found out the next morning when I went to work that the tornado did not touch the areas in my surrounding area. However, it tore around the other homes instead.
Don't buy insurance. Don't waste your money. It's so cool. You see, you have your own responses. You have your, these practices bring on a lot of benefits for you and your immediate surroundings, all of you. Okay? She said she used a Chunti mantra, which is Chunti is basically a transformation bodhisattva of One Yin Bodhisattva. So the Chunti mantra is a subset of the One Yin Dharma that we teach you. Okay? So wonderful. And so keep in mind, don't try to meddle. I just want you to do your mantras, you the Buddha recitations and whatever. It's a complete, well-rounded thing. You find that it's a lot more useful than you think, than you realize. Okay? It's very well-rounded. When you go to the Pure Land, by the way, you learn the same thing. You're not going to learn only, you won't go to the Pure Land, for example, and recite, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. No, you don't. You learn everything there as well. Okay? Only here, the wise Dharma masters only teach you to recite the Buddha's name and call it a Pure Land. Actually, Pure Land is a lot more well-rounded. Otherwise, why would One Yin Bodhisattva have to show up there? What do you think she does there? Reciting Buddha's name? Seriously? Yes, too.
Dạ thưa thầy, như thầy cũng biết mẹ chồng con mới mất mà con muốn có câu hỏi là trong 49 ngày này mình mỗi tuần thất mình đều cúng, có phải là mỗi tuần thất bà đều về nhà hay về chùa tôn thầy? Đó là điểm thứ nhất. Với điểm thứ hai là con thường ngày thì tụi con có tụng kinh A Di Đà để hồi hướng công đức cho bà với niệm Phật. Bây giờ con có thể tụng thêm kinh Địa Tạng thêm để cho bà trợ duyên thêm trong 2 tuần tới nữa hay không hả thầy? A Di Đà Phật. Dạ.
Amitabha, Master, as you know that my mother-in-law just passed away, so I would just want to ask that, so every 7 days, every week, that we are making offering at home as well as the temple, does it mean that she will come and cultivate with us? Second question is, every day me and my family has been reciting Amitabha Buddha's name as well as Amitabha Sutra to aid in condition for her. And I just wanted to ask if it is okay that I recited Ashta Sutra to aid more affinity for her during this past time. Amitabha.
Very good. Hey, Xian Wen, when you go to Go Forest, soon, when you see how the Buddha hall here is kind of dark on one area there, that's not respectful. Okay? Turn the lights on. What if they're reading something, checking their, All right, thank you. What was the question again? Never mind. Okay, so she's doing fine. I hate to tell you this, but she's in the Pure Land already, so maybe I shouldn't tell you that. So it's 2 more weeks. So you still want to do something? I tend to answer the wrong questions. I'm impressed that she made it there so quickly. Very good. But it's still 2 more weeks, and therefore you can still do things to increase her blessings. Okay, and therefore you can yes, you can recite the Earth Store Sutra if you wish. You seem to like reciting sutras. That's wonderful. Okay, and whatever time you have, you could do more of the do a well-rounded thing. Our approach to cultivation is very well-rounded. You don't want to have too much of one thing. They all the reason people specialize in one thing, for example, like the Chinese are taught to specialize in Chan, in Pure Land, and so forth. The Asians are taught so. It's only because the teachers don't understand. My master never told us to specialize in only one thing. He taught us everything, and that is Pure Land, and that is Chan, and that is secret school, because it's the truth. If you only say Pure Land is only to recite the Buddha's name, you don't understand Pure Land yet. That's why you're teaching so. Okay? So, well, if you have more time, then by all means, recite more sutras, do great compassion, repentance. They all are helpful right now for her. Okay? Do I need to answer the first question? She ain't coming for our food anymore.
Dạ. Con cảm ơn thầy. Dạ, con nghe con rất là hoan hỷ, rất là vui, không cái thế nào mà tả được hết. Tại vì 2 tuần trước thì ông xã con có thấy bà về, nhưng mà bà nó ngộ lắm, ảnh nói là không có thấy hình của bà, nhưng mà thấy bà đem, đợt đầu thì thấy bà đem tiền tới cho, cũng trong một cái đêm đó thôi. Rồi đợt thứ 2 thì lại thấy bà đem một cái cục gì vàng vàng, không biết nữa là cái gì.
That you have to check with Go Yin.
nhưng mà không có thấy cái mặt của bà. Dạ, thì con có nghĩ là bà đã vãng sanh rồi. Dạ. Cảm ơn câu trả lời của thầy. Con rất là vui mừng khi mà nghe được mẹ con đã vãng sanh rồi. Con cũng có trì chú Đại Bi, trì chú Dược Sư mỗi ngày sau cái thời khóa tụng Kinh A Di Đà và niệm Phật của con. Dạ, thì theo cái nghi lễ thì mỗi ngày chúng con đều cúng cơm tại nhà cho bà như cái thế tục vậy đó thầy. Như vậy là cũng đúng phải không thầy? Dạ, A Di Đà Phật.
Very good.
Amitabha Master, I'm very happy. It's very indescribable that to know that she has been reborn in the Western Bliss Pure Land. 2 weeks ago, my husband had a dream. It's very strange. It's that he saw her, however, he doesn't see her image, but he saw that she came back and gave her money. First night and the second night, he dreamed of her giving him some kind of pile of piece of gold.
It's a rock of gold. The way she describes it is this big, not a nugget. It's a rock. Yeah? That's how I saw in her hand. Oh, that's big. You know how much money that is nowadays? I can buy a car with it.
But however, he still didn't see her face, but I also have a feeling that she has been reborn in the Pure Land. And now, hearing that confirmation, I feel very happy. So, as normal, our tradition, after reciting the sutra, I also recited the Great Compassion Mantra along with Medicine Master Mantra. So, this ceremony I have done daily. When I make offering food to her, is that as the normal people has been doing? Is that okay, Master?
Yeah, it's okay. But as far as the gold thing is concerned, she probably went to the same neighborhood as Gu Yin's mother. Remember Gu Yin? Huh? Gu Yin, when Gu Yin's mother died like 10 years ago, right? Around 10 years ago. You remember that story you told me, Gu Yin?
Dạ. Bởi vì mẹ con đi hỏi thầy, thì mẹ con nó đi giảng sanh rồi thì sau này bả về đó, bả cái thành tướng đẹp lắm, mà bả cái lấy một cái áo mà cái bằng hột vàng đó, chứ cái áo chứ không phải là cục vàng à. Cái này cái áo, cái bả đưa lại cho Quả Ngân với đưa nhiều vàng lắm, cái bả kêu cho tôi nói thôi để chia cho chị em đi, chứ ngọn không có tham, ngọn còn trả lời như vậy nữa.
See? Same neighborhood.
Hello. Yes, Master. So when my mother passed away, I also came and asked Master, and I also received the confirmation as well. So then after that, she came back in my dream with a very adorned appearance. And she gave me two things. First is she gave me a golden cloth, and then she gave me several gold pieces. But then I told her, no, I wanted to share with my sisters. I just don't want to keep it greedy for my own self.
Well, congratulations. Thank you, everyone. You see, it's nice to see. Thank you for all the responses that you're sharing with us. Okay. It's you seeing, some of you are seeing those responses because of your blessings. They come back to encourage you to increase your faith. All right. Thank you, everyone. We stop here today and we take a short break and come back for the lunch offering.